Standing on the edge of the earth, I'm alone, falling. No time to waste, cutting off for my mama, gotta make a meal. My heart won't stop, adrenaline running through my blood, chase the thrill. I hope this hard work pays off. I've been working OT with no days off. You got one chance at life, so you better not mess it up. Still haven't seen the best of me, I'll give it all my everything. I'm numb, I can't feel anything, and now I'm standing. Standing on the edge of the earth, all alive.
What's up, students? I am so excited to bring to you today a very, very awesome special guest, my best friend, Mr. Frank Zummo. Frank, say what's up to the students.
What is up, students? How is everybody? It's an honor to be here. What's up, Cody? And all your classmates, teachers, family. Let's do this.
Awesome. So, students, for those of you that do not know, Frank is a drummer. In fact, if you look in the background, you can see a pair of drums back there. Frank, yeah, there it is. Tell us some history about those drums back there.
That particular blue 1976 Ludwig, which is older than me, was my father's. And when I was 2 or 3 years old, I walked away from the dinner table, and the next thing my parents heard was me playing those drums, and that was it. And about a couple of years ago, these drums were at my mother's in New York. I live in Los Angeles now. We packed those drums up. We sent them cross country. They're just really special drums. I competed with these. I played a lot of concerts as a kid growing up, and they're just a very special classic drum kit. We gave them some love, cleaned them up, fixed them up a bit, and I actually used these drums on my new solo record and on the newest Sum 41 record. And I get to look at them, set them up in here, play them every day. And it's really cool. It's like, this is like my most prized possession for sure that I have.
So, do you ever bring that to play it live besides recording?
I have not had the opportunity to play these live yet, but I definitely would love to hear these in a big sound system at a concert venue one day. But in the studio, they're just magical drums. Those Aero drums, the way they were made, the craftsmanship, there's just something about them that it's pretty incredible. And these are very, in the studio, these kind of drums from that era are used a lot. So it's a special one for sure.
So those drums they're made of wood, right?
Yeah, these are maple wood, and they're wrapped in a blue wrap. And when I was a kid, I had many more. I kept adding drums to that. And my dad knew how to wrap drums. So he would buy this special wrap material and he would wrap them. So I had a bigger drum set, which over time I got rid of, and I have the original drums here. And the original snare drum that comes with it too. That's a pretty industry standard snare drum that is used in a lot of recordings too. And these drums, if you look them up online, they're vintage drums. They definitely sell for a good amount. So it's nice to still have them. And it's like cool because not many people have the first drum set they played on, or their first drum set was not a professional line that didn't last. So it's cool to still have them. They were my dad's, and they're older than me. So it's pretty cool.
That's super awesome. And what's really cool is that your parents were super supportive in you playing music and at such a young age, because there's a lot of kids that are listening right now that can't really play drums because they're in an apartment or a townhouse, or their parents are on meetings all day. And so what do you suggest for some of the kids out there that might want to play drums but are kind of stuck because they can't really do too much in their house?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many just normal household items. You could literally play on your pillow with drumsticks. It's quiet. It actually is really good for building muscles in your hands. It's a really good exercise. And then when you actually get on a drum set, you're kind of ripping around because it's so easy to play after you've really done the work on a thing. Or they make quiet practice pads. There's another drum set behind me that I play on, because same thing. My wife's working from home now. I have neighbors and whatnot. So this isn't a proper room to play a full drum set. So I have real traditional drums, but I put their mesh drum heads on them and they make them quiet. And then I have cymbals that are made out of rubber, thick rubber, and I can put headphones on and they make an electronic sound. So I can play hard, record, have the sounds that I want. So that's been cool. I've just had to reinvent in these times because I can't go on tour now and do the things I normally do. So I want to record, I want to practice drums, and I wanted it to be as real as possible, sonically. So I've adapted and built this kind of home rig that I actually recorded today, and you'll hear it on a recording that's going to come out soon. And it's just like I was able to do it right here in this room, and with these electronic drums that feel like acoustic drums, but they're electronic drums. If anybody that likes dance music, that's all done with electronic, programming and sounds and things as well.
That's super cool because, a lot of times when you think about making music or making a record, you have to go to a studio, big studio, and spend like thousands of dollars just to get into the studio to record. But now with technology and innovation, you're able to do that from home, even during COVID. I think that's really cool.
It really is amazing. I've been writing songs with people all over the world, and we've been doing it through Zoom, and there's different applications and things that we can use where we could share files, or I could hear their computer audio professionally. So it's been really cool. And it's just now, like, there's the possibilities are endless. While I'm on tour now, I could be backstage writing music with somebody back in America if I'm in Europe, or vice versa. So that's opened up, a lot of learning, which has been cool to have this time to really focus and learn technology and all those things as well. But yeah, you could, there's so many programs that are easy to learn now to make music, to stay creative. I mean, no matter what you do, any field, if you're an artist, a painter, a dancer, I mean, there's all different ways to, use technology for a good thing. I know it's fun to play video games and watch, your favorite shows all day on devices, but they actually could be used to create and make music and work on your craft. So that's a fun thing. Like, I get my kids in here and we make music. Like, I'm teaching them how to record, and they freak out when I can record their vocals and they get to hear it played back. So that's been fun. I didn't have this stuff coming up at all. There was no, technology like this. So it really is a good thing, in these times.
Yeah, I love how you're using technology for your benefit. And I like how you brought up the point where you can use a tablet like your iPad or even your Chromebook. And there's apps that you could download, like GarageBand. Apple has that GarageBand program that you can literally build your own beats, sing into the microphone, record it and loop it. And I think that's really cool. And you also brought up the point where you interact with your kids. Tell the students your ages of your kids.
My oldest is 4. He'll be 5 in January. And my baby, who's not a baby anymore, just turned 2.
My name is Brixton. This is my brother Riot. And this is my dad, Frank. Rock and roll bye.
Let's do it. Ready?
Yeah.
Just trying too hard when really it's close.
wearing a Sum 41 shirt that Frank gave me. And for those of you that don't know, most of you students don't know, but I bet your parents know, Frank is the drummer for one of my favorite punk rock bands called Sum 41. And you've seen videos of him playing drums. And as you can see, he is full of energy on those drums. How important is it to be physically fit and play the drums?
We are 100% athletes, being a drummer. You're using all limbs. It's right brain, left brain, because the right, hand is doing something different than the left hand. It's all about coordination and stuff that you just, you really can't teach it. It's just one day your body goes, wait a second, we could do different things at the same time. We don't do all the same things at the same time. And it's something that, I was teaching, students drumming, for many years. And it's just something that just naturally one day, it's just your brain figures it out. It's a different kind of wiring. It just goes up, and then you learn your independence with that. But, it's very, very, important to, treat being a drummer, especially like a musician. I consult with athletes for advice and tips on health routines, on the different vitamins and supplements, which has been a game changer for sure. And it's just about being as healthy as I can, in shape as I can. I train every day. I'm practicing. It's really important. And I want to be as healthy just as a human, regardless. Anyway, it's like I want to keep up with my kids. I want to be around to see all their accomplishments and live as long as I possibly can. So it's like, it's cool to be healthy. It's cool to be in shape. And, I just, at the end of the day too, the audience, they're coming to that concert to just have a great time. And they're spending their hard money to see me perform. And I have to leave it all on that stage and play every show like it's my last show, because, they don't care if I didn't have a good night's sleep because I was traveling. They don't care. It's not their problem. They're there to have a great time. So my job is to give them the best time. So I want to make sure that I'm as healthy and as fired up as I can. And then obviously you check out any of our videos and live videos, the crowd goes crazy. So that energy is so infectious. Like, it's pure adrenaline just to see an audience like that go so crazy. It's so fun. It's the greatest adrenaline. There's nothing like it. Never take it for granted. It's amazing every single time. There's never a bad show. It's all good.
I love it. So you talk about shows and playing in front of thousands of people. Do you ever get nervous when going onto a stage in front of thousands of people?
Absolutely. It's more of a like a anxiety buildup to getting out there. It's like, once it's like go time to start getting ready for the show, it's like I have this like in my pit of my stomach, it's like this good nervous energy. And then I'm, Justin knows, I'm pacing around, before we go on stage. And then the second you hit that first beat, it all goes away. And it's just, I go down this rabbit hole of just like, sometimes, I'll snap out of it and be like, I don't even remember the first 4 songs, because you're just such in a moment, because it's just such a, there's nothing like to me performing and just that, that energy and just that whole thing. But yeah, absolutely. I'd say it's more like nervous energy of the anticipation, the buildup. I've never, had something where I was like scared or stage fright or something, because I've just been, performing. It's just been something so natural. The only time I actually really had, I'd say, stage fright was when I was young. I used to act occasionally, and my grandfather owned a theater company, and I would act occasionally in the shows. And because that was so different to me, because I was a musician, that would be like, I have to remember all these lines and, stuff like that. And it was good. It's good to be put out of your comfort zone, to challenge yourself, to get over obstacles. You should always want to just evolve and grow. I mean, it's like the best story ever is like, Michael Jordan, the basketball player. There's a Netflix documentary, which is one of the most inspiring, incredible things ever that, you know, even at the top of his game, he could have just been like, I don't need to practice today. I'm the best player out there. He would constantly push himself to practice and get better and better and better. And, you know, Sum 41, we have the same mentality. We sound check and rehearse every day. How can we make this transition better? How could we, you know, be tighter? You know, we constantly push ourselves. Like, you know, we're backstage practicing, you know, we're not backstage having a party. We're actually practicing and getting ready and working on things that we want to, you know, be better at. So, you know, that's a truly inspiring story to see somebody that you call the greatest of all time as far as an athlete. And he was just like constantly trying to grow. And it's just something I think that applies to life in so many aspects.
I love that. That's such good advice for the students out there to consistently want to grow, to practice, and never be satisfied with just, you know, where you're at that moment in time. You're always wanting to progress. And something that, you know, I really felt in what you were just saying is being a student at life. And that's so important. You never feel that you're the master of your craft because you're always constantly learning and molding and creating. I think that's so cool.
It's really important and, you know, learn things that are outside of your comfort zone, because all of that, bringing that into the things that you learn one day may come back and you have no idea. And it's really cool. I mean, like the best example of that, you know, Justin and I play in street drum corps together, which is a crazy wild percussion. We play on garbage cans and, you know, buckets and all this stuff. Look it up. It's really fun. And, you know, I went to a drum school straight out of high school. And I said, I'm going to learn stuff that is so out of my comfort zone. I'm going to study with an Afro-Cuban player and learn all this stuff that is so foreign to me. I'm going to learn big band music, reading, because music, there's notes you read, you know, with drumming and all that too. I'm going to learn to read and all this stuff. And in street drum corps, we were creating some of the first routines ever. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just started playing this Latin groove that became a big part of our song. And I just went, oh my God, I learned this years and years ago with this teacher, and it's coming out now. And it's so naturally came out. And it's funny because when we teach this to all of our drummers, I always see they have a hard time with this part because it's such a different way of playing the rhythm, because you're playing in almost two different time signatures, and it's really crazy. And it was just cool to see that come around and be used now in something that is part of my career.
That's awesome. I love that. Wow. What you learned way back in the past, you're using it now. I think that's super
Absolutely.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Now I want to ask you, what is your most embarrassing story that happened on stage?
That's a good one. If you guys know who Jared Leto is, he's in a band 30 Seconds to Mars, and he's a very famous actor as well. And street drum corps, we were on tour, and we're in New Jersey, and we were part of their intro to their whole show, just crazy drumming stuff. And then he would run up with this giant flag that said 30 Seconds to Mars. It was a big, epic moment. So we get off stage, and he's about to run up the ramp on stage, and I see, oh no, some of the stagehands didn't pull off my buckets, my little buckets and pots and pans. I'm like, when you run on stage with the lights, it's dark. I'm like, this guy's gonna get hurt. So I run out to pull the stuff back. I didn't run out quick enough. He and I, boom, smash into each other. He falls on me. The audience, everybody sees the whole thing. And I was like, I tried to save the day. Instead, we smashed into each other. And, you know, it's a funny moment. I was trying to do the right, you know, save him. It could have been worse. He could have tripped over a bucket and really hurt himself. But talk about an embarrassing but funny moment. And I was like hiding in my dressing room after, because I thought he was going to be so mad. Like, no, dude. Thank you, buddy. Things happen. Thanks for looking out. But what an epic fail, as they say.
Yeah, Boy, I could only imagine what's going through his head with his adrenaline. Yeah, I'm about to rock out to 5,000 people. Boom, hitting the floor. That's embarrassing. That's like walking the red carpet and, and you just trip and fall, right when all the cameras are on you, when you're supposed to be, having the most amazing dress or moment. So that's amazing.
And then another funny moment to include is the funniest moment Justin and I have had on stage. We were playing a giant halftime show in an arena. And we get out there, ladies and gentlemen, street drum corps. We count in 1, 2, 3, 4. I play one song, Justin plays another song. We were playing 2 different songs because of just the adrenaline and everything. And somehow no one knows because it's percussion stuff. No one knows. We knew. Somehow we just reeled it back in and figured it out. But I'm sitting there going, oh my God, we're in an arena right now and we are train wrecking this performance. But that's live entertainment. It's real.
That definitely was embarrassing for sure. We only had like 3 minutes to perform for halftime.
And the first 10 seconds were 2 different songs, but we're professionals and we somehow molded them back into each other.
Even though there were 2 completely different tempos of the song, we still figured it out.
And I don't remember what drummer played with us, but that poor drummer must have just been like, what is going on? I don't remember who performed that show with us, but that poor person must have just been like, what is going on right now?
And that's very good point you bring up, because it's all about teamwork and working with the band in order to make it happen. So if someone falls down or somebody starts playing the wrong song, you're able to communicate non-verbally what's going to happen next. So, so the song doesn't fall apart.
And the show goes on no matter what. That's being a true professional. We live in time now where everybody's doing live stream concerts where they're pre-taping them. So it's called pre-recorded. So there's no live audience there. So you could stop, do it again. You can go put it in the computer, tweak anything. So when you play live shows, you fall, everyone sees it. You jump up. Our guitar player has jumped off a riser on stage and split his pants. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it. That's just the way it goes. I've literally had, I've started a song at a festival with 50,000 people, and first note, I hit my bass drum, and there's a thing called the beer that hits it, flies off, so I have no bass drum.
Oh no.
But what do you wait? You wait till your drum tech realizes that happened. He finds it, puts it back in, and there's no bass drum for a verse of a song. But the show goes on. You can't, unless something, we've had the power, actually. You blow power sometimes at these festivals, or we've had the power straight go out. And sometimes we have to, walk off stage and wait till it comes back on. Then we come out, come back on. But there's been some times where power is blown, where bands can't continue with the concert. That's always a bummer. You're in the middle of like the most epic moment and it's like, game over.
Yeah. And you guys always, well, not always, but you have a giant inflatable characters in back of you. And so I could only imagine the power goes out. That guy.
It's happened to me twice. So like you guys have, when you see Halloween and Christmas decorations, big inflatable things that go up. We have 2 characters that go up during the show on those giant inflatable ones. When we were in New York City last year at this time playing a huge show, and he went up and we were ending the song, rocking out, end of the song, and he blew the circuit on that power. So the next thing I know, he falls on me because it's behind me. So I'm holding him up with one hand and finishing the song with the other hand. And another time in Europe, the wind or something knocked him into, I had a giant gong behind me, and the gong landed on my back, and that's scary. So I'm always watching my back when that guy goes up, because it's not fun to have him land on me.
Definitely not. Definitely not. That could be, that's another embarrassing moment for sure. Yeah. Wow. Well, I can talk with you obviously forever, but we are coming to a close for our class for today.
All good.
We got to bring you back. We definitely have to bring you back. But I would love to have you give just, a word of advice for some students that are interested in playing music and would love to just kind of just do it. And what kind of advice Would you
Well,
give
the first thing I'll say, off topic, is once you guys are back in the classrooms and all that stuff, I have a lot of family in the area, so I'd love to, come in with Justin and we can do maybe a little performance chat one day. So let's make that happen when school's in person again. But I think, whether you kids are musicians or not, this is just something that I live by every day. When I was 5 years old, I made a pact with myself that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play music. And my parents always supported me because I stayed on that path and had a vision to say, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be my career. And the fact that I do get to do that every day and I get to travel around the world and support my family, which is incredible as well. I always want to be able to do this, and I'm on that same path and vision. And I am 100% proof that if you set your vision, you stay on your path, everything that you set can come true. Just make it come true. Tunnel vision. And I am proof, because I'm no different than anybody else, that if you stay true to what you believe in, it will happen. And that's with anything in life. And, in these times right now that we're home more than often, whatever your passion, whatever your craft is, try to come out of this even better at your crafts. If you're, if you like to cook, if you like to sing, whatever it may be, because you have the time now, really try to hone your skills in your craft to take it next level, and even come out of this as just a better human, have a better relationship with your friends, your siblings, your parents. Let's work on all these important things. Normally life, we're like this. We're running around to sports practice, to birthday parties, to this, to that. The fact that we have this quality time now, let's use it for something positive and come out of this stronger, better, and let's control, because we can control that stuff. Everything that's going on in the rest of the world is out of our hands, but this stuff we can control. So let's be positive and make the best out of it. And that's how I'm living every day. So
love it. Love it. Love it.
Keep kicking booty out there, everybody. And thanks for listening to me chat. And hopefully we can do this for real one day.
Yes. Awesome. All right, students, give Frank a round of applause. Give Frank a round of applause. I mean, come on. You could be louder. You could be do a standing ovation.
They're all asleep. They're napping actually right now. They're all asleep.
Excellent. Students, on the count of 3, I want you to say thank you, Uncle Frank. 1, 2, 3. That was okay. I know you could be louder.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take
that's
it.
fine. That's fine.
You don't want to yell too much. Your parents are probably on work Zoom calls. So
they definitely are.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining our class today. Really honor the time that you spent with the students today. And we look forward to seeing you on the road. And please, everybody that's listening right now, I know you have Spotify, or your parents have Spotify, or your guardians have Spotify, or some type of listening device. Make sure you download Frank Zummo's brand new album. Give them the information, Frank.
Yeah, it's called It's My War. There's no bad words. There's 3 songs. There's no bad words in it. It's combining rock, dance, pop music all together. There's singing on it. I have a different singer on each song. A lot of big drums on it. It's really fun, and that's what I've been doing. I've just been diving into my solo music. So check it out. Feel free to direct message me, comment on anything. I check it all. I'm always responding, so I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Even on this, let me know how you liked it. And any questions anybody has, just shoot them my way, and I'll answer.
Yes, so you can check out Frank live in 2021 with Sum 41 on his own solo tour. And with also, Frank is also the founder of Street Drum Corps. So make sure you check them out as well. And please follow him on all the social stuff with your parents' permission. Actually, your parents should be the only one that's following him. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
Said they care, I see right through them.